Hello and welcome to the Big G Video Podcast. This is an episode all about the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 because it's rumoured to be coming out soon and it may come out shortly after this podcast. So I just want to talk about my thoughts on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Now, I own the Pocket 2, I have a DJI Action 4, I have a DJI drone, maybe I have two DJI drones, I have a modern iPhone. I've got plenty of filming options, and a lot of the things with the DJI Pocket 3 make me think I'm not sure that's a big enough jump to really go for this. So first of all, it has a tilting screen, and when you tilt it, I think it changes from, well, the orientation of the screen is going to change from landscape to portrait or portrait to landscape. But I think it would also make sense if when you turn that screen, you go into a different mode. So if you go into portrait mode, i.e. you turn the screen so it's in portrait mode, then the Pocket 3 should film in the same orientation. It should film in the portrait orientation. That's such an obvious thing that I'm sure it's going to happen, and you shouldn't lose any quality in terms of, it shouldn't just be a cropped version, it should be an actual portrait version with the same 4K resolution. I'm sure that's going to happen. The problem for someone like me is that I don't really do any portrait shooting. I do film on my phone for YouTube shorts, but they're normally unboxings or things like that. So it's really rare that I'm out in the field, outside, or capturing action that is in the portrait orientation. If I am doing shorts, 9 times out of 10, or in fact, I'd say 9.8 times out of 10, it's my phone in a tripod and that's it. So there's no movement. And I don't think an Osmo Pocket 3 would really improve that for me. In many ways, I'd still go back to using my phone. So I think for me, the portrait aspect isn't a big sell. It's only occasionally that I would ever use it. It's a really innovative feature, though, that you can rotate the screen. You get a bigger screen, which means you don't need to use your mobile, because I have the Pocket 2, and with the Pocket 2, the screen is really small, and I know it's designed that you plug your mobile into it and your mobile goes next door, but still, it's very small. So I think that screen is going to make it big enough. We've also got shooting up to 120 FPS in 4K. Now, the Action series of cameras do that. The Action 2 was the first, the Action 3 and the Action 4 have that as well, and that allows you to get really good slow motion, and maybe you can go down to 5 times slow motion with that in 4K. That's really useful, so that's great, and that's going to be really good for action shots and slowing things down. However, from my point of view, if I'm going to do a slow motion shot, generally the camera's going to be static, because what you're recording is the fast thing that you want to slow down, and you don't want to be moving as well. So generally, an action camera like one of the DJI Actions is going to be perfectly suitable for that. And I'm not sure that I would need the gimbal aspect of the Pocket 3 to stabilize anything, because when you're slowing things down that much, it really does get rid of jitters anyway. So let's say I needed to record something in slow motion. Would I have any difference in recording it on the Pocket 3 or the Action 4? Probably not. It would give exactly the same output. Now, you do get D-Log M 10-bit, which is good, but again, nothing the Action 4 doesn't already have. It's apparently labelled as pocket size. Again, nothing the Action 4 doesn't already have. We've got some active track. Now, the active track, again, is not something I would use because I don't generally film myself, and I don't put my camera down and go off and do something and have the camera follow me around. But I can see why some people would like that. Again, not something I would use. I can do the same with a smartphone gimbal. So we've got 3-axis image stabilization, and it's mechanical, and that offers a lot more possibilities, really. So with your action cameras, they are typically electronically stabilized, and they do a very good job. But that means that the stabilization is not very good in low light. So if you want to film in low light a mechanical gimbal is much better. And actually the Pocket 2 is quite good in low light because you can drop your shutter speed down to 1/50th. It's got quite good image and you don't lose anything or have any problems with electronic image stabilization. But let's not forget, the only plus so far I've seen in this is that it's got a 3-axis gimbal, which I've already got the Pocket 2. So again, it doesn't seem like a great upgrade. The sensor is apparently bigger. I don't know how much bigger it is. It's quoted as 1 inch instead of a 1.7 inch sensor in the Pocket 2. But I don't know really in reality what that's going to be. The sound is going to be well recorded, but again, the sound's pretty good on the Pocket 2. Now you get faster focusing, apparently, compared to the Pocket 2. You get full pixel fast focusing. Now that might be really good, and that might be something where there is a genuine need or improvement for someone like me over the Pocket 2. But again, these are all rumours, and it doesn't really matter what the rumours say, because even if you have lots of small upgrades or incremental improvements, it's about how they all go together. So I've recently done a video about all the different Insta360 Go's, and there's a Go 1 original, Go 2 and Go 3, and there are very small upgrades between them really. But the biggest upgrade on the Go 3 is it has a screen. So you can see in the video I'm trying to capture a scooter ride, and because on the Go 1 and the Go 2 I don't know what the camera's looking at, I actually messed it up and it's not looking in the right place. But with the Go 3 I can get that feedback, I can do preview straight away, and I can check the footage much quicker. So I can check where it is. Now, there were lots and lots of little incremental upgrades between those cameras. And those incremental upgrades, like with the Insta360 X3, they all added up to a much better experience. So if I take the Go 3, I'll film the correct thing without any messing up. And when I get home, I won't find it's pointing the wrong way or I missed something. Now, to me, that's great. And all the other little upgrades are really useful, even if I don't maybe use them in my main filming. So we're talking about specs, or I'm talking about specs with the Osmo 3. I'm sort of thinking, it's not that great, but it might be when it comes out. It's a real leap ahead compared to the Pocket 2. You don't really know unless you go and buy it and you try it out, unfortunately. Now, I have reached out to DJI and Insta360 in the past to ask if I can have some products for doing some YouTube reviews, and surprisingly I didn't get a response from them at all. I'm not a big enough YouTuber for them to even read my emails, no doubt. So I won't be trying it out. If I wanted to try it out, I'd have to buy it. I could look at YouTube videos and see what other people say, but it's really difficult to find an impartial YouTube video that isn't the same as all the other content creators. So I guess what I'm saying is I don't know how good it's going to be, and I don't know, more importantly, how good it's going to be for me using it. Is it going to change things dramatically? Is it going to be pretty much the same as the Pocket 2? I don't know. I mean, I am happy with the Pocket 2. If I were to get the Pocket 3, one thing I would be hoping for is that you can use the accessories that you've got from your Pocket 2 or maybe Pocket 1 with the Pocket 3. Now, there's quite a big ecosystem with the Osmo Pocket 2 and 3 because you've got ND filters, you've got wide angle filters, you've got anamorphic lenses, you've got a base that goes in the bottom, the do it all handle, you've got microphones that work with it, you've got, accessories that you can mount it to things. There's loads of charge cases, there's different cases, Z-axis thing to stop that bobbing up and down. There's lots of different things you can get for it, and you build up a small collection. I've even got a lens hood. So I hope those transfer across. If they don't transfer across, I think that's going to be quite annoying for people. I would say the joystick looks quite good, and the one thing I really dislike about the Pocket 2 is when I pick it up, I always turn it on or off. I hope they put the on or off button in a place where my thumb naturally doesn't go to rest. But we'll have to wait and see. So I think it's going to come out fairly soon. Apparently it's going to be unveiled on October the 25th, which I think is in a couple of days from the time I'm recording this, We will see. But yes, hopefully it'll be really, really good. But will it be really good for me? Will it be really good for you? I think we just don't know at the moment. But stay tuned. Hopefully I'll do another video or another podcast episode all about it. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.